I'm spinning a large project. There are several skeins in this project. I need to make sure that each skein matches the yarn from the skein before it so that I have consistency across the whole project. This yarn is going to go into a sweater, and in a project like that, gauge is important. So we need the consistency to be there. I'm going to show you how I look at the two different measurements of my yarn, gauge and twist. I can use these two measurements to compare the yarn I'm spinning to the yarn that I want to achieve to make sure that every skein I spin in this whole project stays the same and has a uniform outcome. The fiber I'm spinning today is wool from a crossbred sheep. It is half merino and half California red. Some of the tools that I find helpful, besides a spindle or a spinning wheel, to spin a consistent yarn include a ruler or a wraps per inch guide and a spinner's control card or maybe a protractor. So I have the right project and I have the right fiber. It's time to get spinning. When we spin yarn, there are two measurements that we want to look at. One is the thickness of the yarn, or wraps per inch, or centimeter for my metric friends, and the other is the angle of the twist in the ply. When your goal is to spin consistently, you must have a sample of the yarn you want to produce. This is the sample that I created. It is the benchmark for what I want all of the yarn I spin in this project to look like, and I'm going to attach it to my wheels so that it's right there in front of me as a reference as I go. Wraps per inch, or WPI, is determined by the drafting when you spin. The more you draft, the thinner the yarn, the more times it can wrap around. The thicker you draft, the thicker the yarn, the fewer times it can wrap around in the space of an inch. After I have started my spin and I have a little distance on here, I'm going to lower the tension and I will pull the yarn out, fold it over on itself, and then let it ply together. This is the yarn I am spinning right now. I'm going to hold it over my apron so that you can see it. It should show up pretty well. All right, this is the yarn I'm spinning right now, and this is my sample yarn. So this is the part where I take it and I compare. Is it too thick? Is it too thin? Well, it looks like the yarn I'm making right now is thicker than my sample, so I need to draft it thinner. One of my tips for spinning a thinner yarn is to actually prepare your fiber by either pre-drafting it, or this is called stripping. And what I'm going to do, don't worry, it won't get dirty, I'm going to split the fiber in two. And that saves a lot of time, less pre-drafting, and there's a thinner strip of fiber to work with. Strip, maybe that's where that comes from. There's a thinner strip to work with, so it'll be easier and faster to draft as I go along. I have a handy dandy tool here from Ashford. You can get these all over the place. This came with one of my spinning wheels. You could also use a ruler and wrap the yarn around the ruler, or measure an inch or centimeter on a pencil and make little dash marks and then wrap it around a pencil. There are many ways to do this, but we're going to just wrap it around and see how many times the yarn fits in this space. We don't want to pack it in there, but we also want it to fill the space. So just gently lay the yarn next to the piece of yarn before it until the space is full, but the yarn is not compressed, not jammed in there. And then count how many times it wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12. We have 12 wraps per inch, and that puts us right into the range of a worsted weight yarn. Once you know the wraps per inch of your sample yarn, you can use it to refer back to as you spin to make sure that you are staying consistent. Back to the wheel and draft thinner. Let's check it one more time. This is the sample yarn and the current yarn I'm spinning laid out on my apron. They are all the same wraps per inch. It's exactly the drafting that I want to match the yarn and what I want for my final yarn to be. Just to sum that up, if you spin a sample of yarn and you have too many wraps per inch, you have made your yarn too thin. Don't draft it quite so much. If you measure and you have too few wraps per inch, you have made your yarn too thick and you need to draft it a little more. The other thing that we have control over when we are spinning is the treadling, and this is what affects the twist in our yarn. Twist can seem like such a mystery because we can feel that it's there. Yes, it has twist, but how much? Do we really know? How do we know? Well, there's a trick for this. This method of measuring your twist will work whether you are spinning woolen or worsted. And I'll have some more tutorial videos showing details about that. But in general, you want to achieve a rhythm. No matter how you're drafting your yarn, you want to draft the same distance of fiber per number of treadles. And that's what I'm trying to do right here. So I have a nice slow yet steady treadle with my foot. And I am drafting from about here to here. And I have to sort of keep this place in mind in space. Sometimes people will put a mark on their apron or have a string that they can pull out to show the distance. Those are great little hacks, I guess you could say. But after some experience, you'll be able to just sort of feel where you're at. And this is how I am spinning this yarn. So for each treadle, I'm going back to about here and then letting it draw onto the bobbin. And this will be treadle, 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 treadle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm sort of counting in my head to keep the rhythm going, and that helps me stay on track. But after I do that for a couple minutes, I start to get a feel for the rhythm, and it just all falls in sync. But when I was a new spinner, I did count out aloud a lot. It helps. And this is the reason I can't really listen to music while I spin unless it stays the same beat, because I'll have a slow song and I'll start tapping my foot very slowly, and then I'll not have enough twist because my wheel slows down. It slows down the twist. Or if I listen to something very peppy, then I start tapping my foot to the beat and it'll go fast. And then I'll have too much twist. To measure our twist, we're going to look at the angle that the plied yarn crosses over on each other. I've been spinning this single for a little ways now. Let's pull this out and check it against the sample yarn to see that everything is as it should be. I'm going to fold it over and then just let it twist and ply together. I do need to make the point that when you fold your yarn over on itself in this way, this is assuming that your final plied yarn is going to be balanced. If you overspin your ply, then your yarn is going to have a higher twist. And if you underspin your ply, then you're going to have less twist in your final yarn. I did make another video about plying yarn, and you can check that out if you'd like to. It was part of an alpaca project that I did. I'll have a link to that video in the description as well. So let's see how we're doing. There is a handy dandy tool out there called a spinner's control card. You can find it in different places. I know that Kamaj Fiber Arts has one. I haven't used it personally. I would love to someday. It's on my wish list, but in the meantime, I have this chart that was just printed on a sheet of paper and laminated. It works great. This is just a ruler to show me wraps per inch. I can lay the yarn over that as a quick check. And if I want something a little more accurate, I actually wrap it, but this is a quick check. And then down here, I have some angles that are written out. So I can lay the yarn over it to see the actual angle of the twist. Let me show you what that looks like. The way that you would measure the twist on a protractor is to line it up and down with 0 so that it makes a perfect 90-degree angle at the bottom, and then look at the direction that the ply crosses over the yarn, and that is where you'll find your twist angle. The angle of the twist is lining up, so this is exactly the rhythm that I want to match the yarn I spun before and what I want for my final yarn to be. That should give you an idea. If your twist is too high, then you need to slow down your treadle, and if your twist is too low, then you'll need to treadle faster. The thing you don't want to do though, if you are spinning a consistent yarn, is change up your treadle speed. You want to keep it nice and smooth. If you're new to spinning, or if you're new to spinning consistent yarn, this might feel overwhelming. If you feel that you need to practice drafting your fiber, then don't worry about your treadle foot. Just let the twist happen how it happens and practice consistency with your hands and drafting. If you feel that you need to practice treadling in a steady, consistent rhythm, then don't worry about drafting. Put some leftover yarn onto your bobbin and just practice the treadle. I think of learning to use a spinning wheel in a similar way to learning to play an instrument. It doesn't happen all at once, and sometimes you need to practice playing scales. But if you keep at it, before you know it, you'll be making beautiful yarn. Make sure to like if you enjoyed this tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe for fiber tutorials every Tuesday. See you next time. Happy spinning!